Copyright is one of the most important intellectual property rights. It is also among the most common intellectual property rights we come across on a day-to-day basis. And in this video, we'll be taking a look at copyrights. So briefly taking a look at what we will cover in this video, we'll try to understand what is copyright. We'll take an overview of copyright laws in India. We will also try to understand what can be copyrighted, what cannot be copyrighted, what is the duration of copyright in India, what are the rights of a copyright holder, and I will leave you with some additional reading and reference on the topic. So let's try to understand what we mean by copyright. Copyright is also known as author's right or the right of authorship. It is a legal term which is used to describe the rights that creators have over their literary and artistic works. So the subject matter of copyright is a wide range of creative and literary works in the form of books, music, paintings, sculpture, films, computer programs, databases, advertisements, maps, and technical drawings. And this meaning I have taken from the website of WIPO, which is a very rich source of information for all things IPR. So please don't forget to refer to that. So what does copyright do? Copyright law protects creators of original material from unauthorized duplication or use of their material. So if you've written a song or you've written a book or you've composed a piece of music or you've taken a photograph, then you as the original creator, by means or by virtue of copyright, can prevent unauthorized use of the same by anyone else. And the unique thing about copyright is that it need not be registered. If you can prove that you are the creator of that piece of work, in the event that somebody infringes upon your copyright, then you can enforce the copyright. What are the different copyright laws in India? So the copyright law in India, the legislation which governs it is the Copyright Act 1957, which came into effect from January 1958, and the act has been amended in 1983, 84, 92, 94, 99 and 2012. Now, why was the act amended so many times? It was amended in order to bring the act in conformity with the two WIPO internet treaties which were concluded in 1996, the WIPO Copyright Treaty and the WIPO Performances and Phonograms Treaty. And also to some of the important amendments which were made to the Copyright Act in 2012. They are an extension of copyright protection in digital environment. So that's why, depending upon the need of the times, the law has been amended from time to time. What can be copyrighted? So as I mentioned earlier, literary and artistic works which have been originally created by someone can be copyrighted. So a copyright is usually granted for unique creations which are the outcome of significant mental activity. So where you visualize, you think, you transform that thinking into something. That is, it's not just enough for you to have an idea in your head. It should translate into something, into a poem or a picture or a drawing or a story or a book or an article. So whatever you produce as a result of thinking and mental activity, that can be copyrighted, and it includes things like art, poetry, design, music, speeches, novels, films, then drawings, original architectural designs, web content. All these things can be copyrighted. Now, it's also important to understand what cannot be copyrighted. So, copyright does not protect just an idea. So, if you have an idea, it was in your head and it never translated into something tangible or something that can be heard or experienced or seen, then or read, then that you cannot say that I hold the copyright because I had that idea. So you can't just say, okay, even I had an idea about a character, a popular character like say Sherlock Holmes or say someone like Harry Potter, but you never translated that into reality, and then you cannot claim copyright for such things. Then in case of things like logos, because those are design, brand names, slogans, domain names, these cannot be protected under copyright law. So anything that you want to copyright, that has to be not just an idea but the expression of that idea. So even an expression of an idea could be something like how somebody gives a speech, like Obama gives his speeches, or how Steve Jobs launched his products. Those things can be copyrighted because they came to them, they originated as an idea, and then they were translated into something which the world heard, they learned from, they were entertained by, they were informed, or they enjoyed. That translation of idea into something which could be a piece of literary or artistic work is important. And if you don't do that, you can't just say, okay, I discovered something or I came up with a concept or a theory, then that cannot be copyrighted. Now, what is the duration of copyright? Copyright can be enforced by an author during his or her lifetime, and for 60 years after his or her death, that copyright can be enforced. Now, in the United States, this is 70 years after the death of the author, but in India, it is for 60 years. What are the rights of a copyright holder? Now, broadly, a copyright is like a bundle of rights, and there are two types of rights that copyright confers on its holder. One is economic rights, and the other is moral rights. So, copyrights and many intellectual property rights, just like copyrights, are negative rights. They give you the right to prevent someone from misusing or benefiting from your intellectual work. So the economic rights are the rights which allow you as a holder of copyright to derive the financial benefit from the use of your work by others. So if you have written a story or a book and you've given the license or copyright to a publisher, that publisher can gain from publishing your book and selling it. You will get a royalty or you will share, but you are allowing that person to derive financial benefit from your work. So that is what we mean by economic rights. And then you have moral rights. So moral rights broadly protects the non-economic aspect of the interests of the author. That is morally, if you all the right thing is this, that if you have come up with a particular idea, then you should gain from it. Nobody else should gain or make use of it in an unauthorized manner. So when you grant your copyright to someone else, that time the economic rights which you can either authorize or you can prohibit refer to reproduction of that matter in printed or film or recorded format. Then it's public performance. If you talk about a play or a piece of music composition, recording in the form of releasing it in the form of compact disc or DVDs, broadcasting that literary or artistic work on radio, television, cable or satellite television, then translation into other languages and adaptation of your work into a movie, film, or you can say a documentary or a screenplay. So these are broadly, when we say economic and moral rights, we are referring to these aspects of your intellectual property, your creation, your expression of an idea. Yeah, I'd like to leave you with some further reading and reference work on copyright. That is WIPO, World Intellectual Property Organization, the website. You can refer to it. It's a very rich source of information on all matters relating to IPRs. Then copyright.gov.in. That is a good resource for copyright in India. And thank you for listening, and please don't forget to hit the like button if you like the content in this video. Don't forget to share it with other students who might benefit from it, and please don't forget to leave your comments and feedback, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you for listening. This is Dr. Mariam Narona.